Let me ask you something honestly, and I want you to really think about this before answering. How many times have you promised yourself that tomorrow will be different, that tomorrow you will wake up earlier, tomorrow you will stop wasting time, tomorrow you will finally focus on your goals, tomorrow you will change your life, and yet when tomorrow arrives, you find yourself repeating the same habits, the same routines, and the same excuses? Days pass. Weeks pass. Months pass. And deep down, you know you are capable of more, but somehow you remain stuck. This is not because you are weak. This is not because you lack intelligence. And this is not because you are lazy. The real reason most people fail to change their lives is because they lack self-discipline. Self-discipline is not about being perfect. It is not about never failing. It is not about pushing yourself to the point of suffering. Self-discipline is about control. It is about being able to control your actions even when your emotions are trying to pull you in another direction. It is about doing what needs to be done, not only on the days when you feel motivated and inspired, but especially on the days when you don't feel like doing anything at all. Today, I want to share with you 3 simple rules for self-discipline, rules that successful people follow consciously or unconsciously, and rules that can completely change your life if you are willing to apply them consistently instead of just listening and moving on. Many people believe that success belongs to the most talented person in the room. They believe that the smartest student, the most gifted athlete, or the naturally confident speaker is guaranteed to win in life. But talent is only potential. It is a starting point, not a guarantee. Discipline is what turns potential into results. Without discipline, talent slowly disappears. With discipline, even average ability can grow into something extraordinary. There are countless talented people in the world who never succeed, not because they are incapable, but because they are inconsistent. They start with excitement, they rely on motivation, and they quit the moment things become difficult, boring, or uncomfortable. Talent without discipline is like a powerful car without fuel. It may look impressive, but it will never take you anywhere. On the other hand, someone with average ability but strong discipline improves a little every single day, and over time, that small improvement compounds into massive growth. Rule number 1: stop negotiating with yourself. The first rule of self-discipline is simple to understand, but very difficult to apply. You must stop negotiating with yourself. Most people destroy their discipline in small moments that seem harmless. They negotiate with themselves every morning when the alarm rings. They negotiate when it is time to work. They negotiate when it is time to exercise. They negotiate when it is time to stop distractions. They say things like, "Just 5 more minutes. I'll start after this video. I'll do it later. Today doesn't really matter." These negotiations may feel small, but repeated daily, they completely destroy self-trust. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your brain remembers it. Your mind slowly learns that your words are flexible, that your commitments are optional, and that comfort will always come before growth. Highly disciplined people do not rely on motivation. They rely on decisions made in advance. They do not wake up asking themselves how they feel. They wake up knowing exactly what they must do, because they already decided when their mind was clear and calm. When something becomes a rule instead of a choice, discipline becomes automatic. You do not negotiate whether to brush your teeth. You do not negotiate whether to go to work. You simply act. The same principle must apply to your goals. When you decide that you wake up at a certain time, you wake up at that time. When you decide that you will work on your goal for a specific period, you protect that time. No excuses. No emotional debates. No escape routes. Negotiation creates weakness. Standards create strength. Discipline begins the moment you stop giving yourself permission to quit. Rule number 2, follow your mission, not your mood. The second rule of self-discipline is understanding that your mood cannot be trusted. Your mood changes every day. Some mornings you feel energetic and confident, ready to take on the world. Other days you feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated without any clear reason. If your actions depend on your mood, your progress will always be unstable. Mood is temporary. Mission is permanent. Your mood is influenced by sleep, stress, weather, conversations, and social media. Because it constantly changes, it cannot be the foundation of your actions. A mission is different. A mission is long-term. It represents who you want to become and the future you want to build. Unlike mood, a mission remains stable even when emotions fluctuate. When you follow your mood, you choose comfort. When you follow your mission, you choose growth. Most people wait to feel ready before they act. They wait for motivation, perfect conditions, or the right emotional state. But discipline does not wait. Here is the truth most people avoid. You do not feel your way into action. You act your way into feeling. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. This is why disciplined people start even when they don't feel like it. They show up tired. They show up bored. They show up anyway. They understand that emotions are temporary, but habits are powerful. Each time you act despite resistance, you prove to yourself that you are in control, and that control builds confidence. Rule number 3, start small, start today, and never miss twice. The third rule of self-discipline is where most people finally succeed or fail. Many people believe change requires extreme effort, dramatic routines, or perfect planning. They think transformation must begin with massive action. In reality, lasting discipline begins small. Small actions remove fear. Small actions remove overwhelm. Small actions remove excuses. Reading one page every day may not feel impressive, but over a year it changes how you think. Exercising for 10 minutes daily may seem insignificant, but over time it transforms your health. Working on your skill for a short focused period every day compounds into expertise. The key is consistency. And this is where the rule becomes critical. Never miss twice. Missing one day is life. Missing 2 days is the beginning of a new habit. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about returning quickly. Small actions repeated daily reshape identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries, and you begin to see yourself as someone who follows through. Discipline is built in quiet moments, when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, and when the only reward is knowing that you kept your word. Let me tell you something important. You already have discipline. You show up for responsibilities. You commit time to distractions. You stay consistent with things that matter to others. The problem is not discipline. The problem is where you apply it. Discipline is self-respect in action. Every disciplined choice is you telling yourself that your future matters more than your comfort. And one day, that future shows up stronger, more confident, and completely different from who you are today. The question is not whether you can change. The question is whether you will. If this video connected with you, comment below which rule you are committing to. Like the video so more people see it. And subscribe if you are done relying on motivation and ready to build real discipline. Because discipline doesn't just change your habits. It changes your destiny.